High knees to sprint. This is a great exercise to work on that transition and also to increase your overall speed endurance. So let's get right into it. We're going to transition from a lot of reps of high knees, and those will be static or stationary basically. So we're going to stay in place, and then once we get to the actual time or the rep, we're going to transition that right into our turnover, which is our full speed sprint. So this is our high knee to sprint. And as always, make sure you check your sets, check your reps. So on this one, we're gonna go 10 is gonna be our rep count, and then we're gonna transition at that number 10. So here's what that looks like. Ready? And work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So as you can see, it's like a timer in your head. When you get to that number, or if it's time, when you get to that clock says 0, boom, you have to accelerate out and transition from that static high knee to leaning forward and driving and exploding out of there, and that's what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna show you one more time from a different angle, and then it's time for you to get to work. All right, let's get it done. We're gonna keep the same number, so we're gonna work 10. 10 is gonna be our set. So this example would be literally 10 reps and then transition into your sprint. So let's get it. Ready? And go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is it, man. This is world class. I'm giving you the best exercises that we have here at Phase 1 Elite. These are the same exercises that I use to train NFL players, NBA players, WNBA, NBA, Major League Soccer, Major League Baseball, all the sports. This is what we do. And I'm glad that you were able to join the Phase 1 Online family so you can take your game to the next level. It's time for our falling starts. So, something we've been doing for years. So many trainers utilize this exercise, but there's some keys to it. So I'm gonna show you the technique. I'm gonna show you a couple different angles, so that way you make sure you're efficient while you're out on the field or at the gym getting in your falling starts. So first things first, when we get to the line, hopefully you can see my feet. When we get there, we're gonna start here. Feet will be kind of narrow on this because you don't wanna be too wide. We're gonna go up to our toes. I'm gonna relax my upper body, and I'm just gonna fall forward. The goal is to fall forward, keep that nice forward fall, nice slow controlled, and right when you know you're at the last point, then you're gonna snap whichever your starting leg is. In this case, we should always alternate legs, but let's say our right leg. So we're here, at the very last second, we're gonna snap that right leg in order to not only catch ourselves, but to start that sprint and generate as much speed as possible. So here's what it looks like. I'm gonna show you from this angle, and then we'll tighten it up. So here's what we got. So on this first one, we're gonna go right foot. We're gonna go right foot catch on it. So I'm gonna line up here. Feet are kind of narrow, upper body's nice and relaxed. I'm gonna go up tall on my toes, fall forward. Boom, at the last second, wanna get out of it. So as you can see, as simple as this drill is, it's pretty advanced. So you have to be able to react and then catch yourself, boom, and propel forward and generate that speed. So I'm gonna show you a couple more from a different angle, and then we're gonna get right into it, and it's time for you to go to work. All right, here we go. This side angle should give you a good idea of what this is supposed to look like. So we're going here narrow, upper body relaxed. We're going up tall. I'll just demonstrate this first one. We're gonna fall forward, and at the last second, snap that leg out, push, and transition into your sprint. So here's what we got. Let's work. So you guys see, it'll take a couple for you to really get comfortable and get used to this. And remember, the more explosive you are, the longer you should be able to hold that position before you have to snap that front foot out and generate your speed. So keep working on your technique. Make sure you perfect it. Pay close attention to your sets and your reps, or how many times we want you to do this in your actual training program. So let's keep going. Let's keep getting better. All right, it's time for our 3-5-7s. 357. That's what this is about. So here's how it works. Very simple, but very efficient. This is working on your start. You basically getting out of the blocks. If you're a receiver, getting out of that stance, whatever it may be, whatever your sport, this is that initiation and generating speed. So the reason I like to go 3-5-7 is because I believe if we perfect the first 3 steps and then the first 5 steps, And by the time we get to the 7, we're in full speed, we're in top speed, we've built momentum, and we're able to maintain that. So that's why we want to progress and focus on the first 3 steps. Then we'll transition to 5, then we'll transition to 7. So very simple. We're going to line up at our starting block, whatever that may be, and we're going to get nice and low. And I want you to physically count out in your head or count out loud, whatever works for you, your first 3 steps, and then we'll transition to the 5, and then of course the 7. But I want you to pay close attention to those first 3 or that first 5, and that's the only focal point. So after that 3, let off the gas. So here's how it looks. Ready? 1, 2, 3. So that was my first 3. So you see it, very explosive, boom, boom, boom. And you probably even heard me count it out, 1, 2, 3. Because that's what we want. We want you to be conscious about those first 3 steps and be as explosive and powerful as possible. So now we're going to go to our 5. One, two, three, four, 5. Woo! Might not be able to get the 7 in here. The wheels is looking too fast today. But that would have been our 5. So you get the concept. 1, 2, 3. Real hard, explosive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to work up to 7. So this is teaching you, it's breaking down each individual portion of your start. So that first 3, get you out the blocks. That next 2, boom, that says you get to max speed. That 7, now you've got to be able to hit that target and then maintain it through. So this is our 3, 5, 7. Make sure you pay close attention to your reps so that way you can be efficient, and make sure you take as much recovery as you need on these. These aren't about conditioning. This is about technique and becoming more explosive and faster. So let's keep working.